Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Highly Taken Podcast. Episode number, I believe, 28. I still can't count. I'm David Secret, back to you again from Tallahassee, Florida.
I am Christian Smith, back here from Elton, Maryland.
Hey, Nick Smith, back in Jacksonville. Hey, let's get it, guys.
All right, so it's the beginning of the week. We were recording on a Taco Tuesday, which is great. That means there's baseball games played this past weekend, and that means there were some winners and obviously some losers. So without further ado, we're going to bring it to Nick to tell us who the losers and winners were this week.
Yeah, guys, I got to say, it was a pretty depressing week. Christian, I will say, Padres, they lost to the Diamondbacks, man. Corbin Carroll.
Yeah, no faith.
Carroll, man. I thought you learned not to bet against him. Thought that's your boy. I don't know what happened.
I thought I picked the Padres. Did I not?
No, you picked the Padres with the D-backs.
You picked the Padres. You literally Corbin Carroll's my boy. Yeah. Give me the Padres. That's on you. Surprisingly, I will say also the other team was the Blue Jays. Your favorite thing, PJs. You picked them. We picked the Cubs. Cubs won, man.
And I will cut in right here where Christian goes, "Oh, that's a dub." As soon as we picked it, because that's a dub.
Going into our dub in the book.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, that's an easy one, without a doubt." And then we were like, "Well, hold on, they've been hot."
Give me the Blue Jays, slight work, baby.
So I don't know what's going on, Christian. I think Christian got a little cocky because he said, "Well, I haven't lost in about a month and a half."
With a 2.68 ERA.
I don't care.
I'm actually going to pick the Cubs.
Bro, I don't care.
So, without further ado, in first place, we have David.
Woo! With what? Five? Okay.
In second place, and this is crazy. Well, I guess I don't know how to put this, but what's crazy is going back and forth. Second place with 5 was myself. I had 5. And coming in last because he ran his mouth, and I was so happy that this happened this week. Maybe one day he'll learn to stop. A total of 3.
Ooh, I'm definitely cutting all the stuff where he says, I'm going to win this week. Easy dub. Easy win.
You're sitting here saying it's not that easy, but this is, that's talk coming from a guy who's been in last place for like 7 of the past 8 weeks, okay? I haven't finished in last place for the past month and a half. So it is pretty freaking easy for me.
Slack, Nick. Okay, you've been sitting at the bottom of this totem pole for quite some time now.
That's not true.
That's pretty true though. I lost
last week, but then I've been staying in the middle.
I'm gonna need a quick week off. Okay, I'll take a beer this time around since not a beer, a beverage this time around since you can't. You know what I mean? It's all good.
I'm gonna cut you off right there, guys.
Ooh.
And here's the reason why. So Daniel Fast didn't technically start yet. I was doing it in preparation. I have a ton of beers, and today's my last day. Daniel Fast starts tomorrow. There will be nothing until mid-September. So I'm taking one day to enjoy some delicious drinks.
You were anti-pre-gaming your Daniel Fast. We've been make you not chug alcohol for the last month now.
Yeah,
I told you I wanted to take time off, and it's worked.
I'll let you know.
I lost
health,
like 10 pounds.
Your liver,
just by
dude.
not doing it.
Yeah, you know what? We promote health in this podcast, despite having a thing called dubs and jugs.
But yeah, I wanted to also say we always bring it up the tiebreaker. We all picked the Yankees to win. Final score was 8-7 Marlins. I can't really say anything because David, we technically tied for first because we had the same amount of point differential and everything. So
I'll take a tie for first as long as Christian's in last.
Yeah. So that because the only differential is I was closer in the spread than you were, but we had the same amount of runs. So I was
more of a big spread type of guy myself. So
I mean, I couldn't really say tie, because if I would have said tie, then he would automatically knew that he lost. But I think he knew coming in that he lost, because I mean, look at him.
He had 3. That's pretty abysmal week.
Yeah.
That's the second least amount, dude.
Yeah, it's
You're coming on my record.
If anybody gets 0, you will rule the day you somehow went 0 for 9.
Wasn't there like it was an automatic punishment?
It's an automatic punishment.
Yeah. I also, speaking of punishments, guys, we have our own little group chat. Dylan, if you end up deciding to watch this, we do have a rule. He broke that rule. And he's being punished. But if he watches this back, he'll realize that we're not going to actually punish him. It was more of a warning to let him know. But he's not going to know that.
And let the record show is, yes, I mean, it's kind of my fault. I'm kind of the one who, like, is the reason the rule is made in the first place.
Yeah.
Don't send poop pics. Like, there's a line, and once you send a poop pic, the line's been crossed, and everything goes after that. So you have to draw a line, and poop pics is a line. I was trying to stand up for Dylan. He could have asked for help with it without sending us the video of his actual poop in the toilet.
Exactly.
Yeah, welcome
Not exactly
to
how I wanted to.
Highly Taken Podcast, the Poop Podcast.
Yeah. Also, David, I do like the little touch you added on there to Christian swear jar. I'm
you
really
like the swear jar?
So what are we gonna do with that swear jar when it comes on? Like, is he gonna have to like?
No, we're already up to $19.
We're gonna turn it. We're gonna turn it into like crypto. So like one like Dogecoin or something.
Give us 4 episodes and we'll be able to buy 1 Bitcoin with his swearing.
But I'm liking that. I like the little touch. But
the only thing is I need to figure out what I want for the swear noise, because the car honk is fine, but I feel like if you're watching in the car and you hear a car honk, it may not be the best thing.
Not only that, because I was in the car during that, I thought Ty was honking. So I was like, wait, what? I don't remember her doing
The hardest one to edit was when he said the F word, and like he used the F word 2 out of 3 words when he's talking about the Mets. And that I had to somehow, it was so hard to edit the small spot in there where he didn't cuss to where he did cuss.
Oh gosh, no. But did you finish your drink already?
I did.
He had a Sprite.
Hey, I love it.
All right. So I guess I kind of want to. I know we have some stuff we want to talk about. I want to talk about football right now, just a little bit. What you mean? They're listening to starters. Bryce Young got the start, but Anthony Richardson was listed the starter for the Colts.
Yeah, and he didn't look very good. He wasn't looking like he deserved it. And you got to remember too, when you're playing in preseason games, you're not getting the best starters on that defense either. So for you to look abysmal like he did, not to mention, I'm going to be honest with you, the top 3 picks didn't really look that great. All 3 quarterbacks.
Levis didn't look good either. You know who the best rookie quarterback?
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett.
Nah, DTR.
DTR was good too. DTR was good too.
But, no, I like what Stetson Bennett was able to do there. Kind of a steal of the draft, because of what happened to him. He kind of had the controversy around him, so he fell late. I was actually kind of surprised that the Patriots didn't try to go for him. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody wants to go for a rookie quarterback who's like 28 years old, who somehow waits like 6 or 7 years of college and didn't get a degree.
Do you actually think that Minshew deserves to have the start at least 1 year? Give him one opportunity. I feel bad for the guy. He really kind of got shafted in Jacksonville. He really did.
He deserves it, just so you don't just throw Anthony Richardson into the fire. He only has 1 preseason game under his belt, and it wasn't a good preseason game at that. So why you already want to thrust him into the system? I was watching ESPN, and they're talking about like look at these quarterbacks who got the sit. Aaron Rodgers got the sit. Patrick Mahomes got the sit. You have these guys who actually get to sit behind people. And then most of the time, guys who get shoved right in there from the get-go don't do that well, or they have like an abysmal year or 2.
What's crazy is what I'm seeing too is Love in his practices. He's looking fairly good. Sneaky. Green Bay might be a sneaky team this year with him. But I don't know. It's hard for me to understand. And you know what I think it probably is? Our favorite guy, Jim Irsay. He probably told him he has to start.
He needs to start, okay? We lost our running back, so we need to replace him.
He drafted
a quarterback and a running back on the field at the same time.
He's thinking that he has another Andrew Luck on his hands, and I'm sorry, dude.
Dude, he has
AR-15 is not an Andrew Luck.
He has Kmart Cam Newton. So I don't. like understand like why he's pushing him. So like I hope Anthony does well because I don't hope that anybody does terrible in the league. But it's just more of you're rushing somebody who obviously the big thing was his arm talent, and the first game showed he doesn't have that much arm talent. So let him learn the system more. Let him get in with your quarterbacks coaches more, and don't just shove him in the starting position after one start at a preseason where he threw a pick, an awful pick at that.
I will say though, I mean, you got to think of who he has as his coach now. Really, in my opinion, really helped develop Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but I mean, even Hurts got to sit behind Carson for a bit.
Yeah, not long, not even a full season. I don't think they brought in Jalen Hurts and let him go. But I agree. I think I don't know. It's your first round draft pick, and I feel like they seem like they have to start him. And again, that's Jim Irsay. That's all I'm gonna say is Jim Irsay. I don't think it's anyone else. I think he wants it done, and we all know how he is.
Dude's had 7 starting QBs in the last 7 seasons, so it's one
thing. It's one thing if it's starting QBs because of injuries, but it's just 7 different starting QBs.
Well, yeah. Well, and arguably, like, the Andrew Luck thing was a tragedy, but then he screwed over Jacoby Brissett because Jacoby Brissett wasn't that bad, but then he just was like, oh, I want Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, you want to know why? You want to know the real reason why Andrew Luck was a tragedy? I had a pick in the 9th pick overall in fantasy draft, and Andrew Luck was still on the table. And I drafted him and was like all happy. The very next day, Andrew Luck announces that he's retiring. Nobody knew it was happening. He just didn't.
I tell you, this is why I never like to put my fantasy drafts before the last preseason week because anything can happen.
Luckily, I had Matt Ryan as a backup, so that wasn't too bad.
At least it was like 2018.
You got to remember, Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones were still, in their prime. So,
yeah. But so I guess that's going to bring us into our certified baller of the week. So, Christian, how would you tell us who was your certified baller last week?
Yeah, there's a lot of people to go over here, boys. I couldn't really pinpoint exactly what I wanted to do with the certified baller here, so I just went with a whole and. I think they were just my certified baller 2 weeks ago, but we're going to make him that baller again because it happened. NFL was here. It just came and went. The NFL, you are my certified baller once more. We got to see it. Some of the rookies came out, showed out what we can see from them. DTR played well. Stetson Bennett played well. You saw the rookie from the Eagles with the pick 6. I mean, a lot of guys, you're probably not going to get to see too much of come regular season time. We got to see him come out and play, but we got to see action in football for the first time in what feels like forever, this past weekend, and I love it. I love to see it. That means the season's right around the corner. We have 2 more preseason games to go, and then we're into action, boys. I mean, it's right here.
Looking forward to that first Monday night game of 9/11 where the Jets play. So for my certified baller, so I'll have an honorable mention to my honorable mention. I was going to put Trey Turner, because he had a stellar week last week. Went 13 for 27, 5 RBIs and a homer, especially after that standing ovation. But I think without a shadow of doubt for me, it's Michael Lorenzen. I've been a fan of his and his biceps since he's with the Reds. He was a relief pitcher who homered in his first game back from his dad's death with the Reds. He actually hit 3 home runs that week. So, I mean, this dude, he threw over 120 pitches. And, you don't see that anymore. And obviously his first game with Philly, he throws a no-hitter. It's kind of crazy. The last no-hitter that we had was Cole Hamels' last game with Philly. So
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how it works? I love it. I mean, obviously we don't really do the certified baller since David just had 2. I guess I'll take one of them as the certified baller. But guys, I'm going to talk about the deflated baller, and I kind of have 2. My first one is Michael Orr.
Dang it, why do you take mine out of my mouth, bro?
Michael Orr or Michael Orr's like I'm
telling you, Michael Orr, the fact that you're gonna go and sue the family that took you out of poverty and took you in and adopted you when they didn't have to.
Wow.
And now you're suing them for royalty because of the movie that hit. And it's not just that. I think he's bankrupt. I think he just spent all of his money and now he's bankrupt and doesn't know what to do. That to me has to be the deflated baller. But then again, I got to go with the Sixers organization right now. If everything that's going on, Joel Embiid just unsubscribed to the Sixers Philly, all of it. He's ready to go. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what's going on. It seems like they want to rebuild, and the trust the process is over. It's like we're going back to stage one again, and I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not looking forward to it.
Can't do it again. I can't do it again.
I can't, man. I can't either. So yeah, I mean, I feel like that had to have been mentioned too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like how Harden approached it. I'm not sure what he meant by Morey's being a liar. I know Harden has been a diva with his last several teams forcing trades, and so I don't think he has as much leverage as he used to. But I mean, if Embiid's checking out, then that sucks because I mean that was our franchise. He was the centerpiece. But my deflated baller, I'm going to give him an honorable mention again with Alex McKay, who's the home plate umpire for the Phillies and Twins game. He actually had a 98% correct rate. He only missed 3 calls all game. Just so happened that one of them was a bases loaded with 2 outs, where it was an obvious ball that he called a strike on Bohm. And not only that, it would have made a 2-1 ball game. Bryce Harper was coming up the bat with bases loaded after that. But
you don't want to face him with bases loaded.
And so, yeah, I mean, if you looked at it, I'm subscribed. I follow a player on Twitter called Ump Scorecard, where it shows like the ump scorecard for the game. He only missed 3 calls, which is amazing. But the calls he made was a plus 1.57 run differential in the Twins' favor. That's one of the highest of this season.
It's bad.
But my deflated baller is going to be Colin Cowherd this week. I think it's without a question for me. He was doing his show this past week and he was talking about QBs who will never be able to win a Super Bowl. He had a bunch of backups and not great stars in it, but the one person who made the list, Dwayne Haskins. Yes, Dwayne Haskins, who died over a year ago. I know while technically he isn't wrong, Dwayne Haskins can't win a Super Bowl. You get paid $6 million a year to fact check yourself. How does this go through you? How does this go through the producers? How does this go through the freaking, the team, the graphics department on the air? I mean, that's crazy to me. And that's why that makes him my deflated baller this week.
I mean,
did he double down on it, or is it like
put it out there? Think it was funny. To be fair to his defense, that, and the graph that was up on the TV, it said quarterbacks that were drafted since 2017 that he knew were never going to win a Super Bowl when they were drafted. Like Colin Kaepernick was on the freaking list, and Colin Kaepernick's been out of the league forever now.
All right, but I think dead people shouldn't count.
I agree. I
think it's unfortunate. He was drunk when he died. But nonetheless, if someone dies, I don't think you go after that. I mean,
I just think they took the list. I think they took a list, like Christian was saying, but they didn't like read through the list that they had on there. Yeah. Like I said, technically, in a morbid way, he's not wrong. Dwayne Haskins can't win a Super Bowl, but you should be able to easily
just cracking up while it's on air.
Yeah,
sit there and hit the backspace button.
Dwayne Haskins, for real, probably got the biggest hit of anyone's career.
I'll have to debate whether I keep that in or not.
I'm sorry. No, it's not funny. It sucks. And he shouldn't have done that. Let's be honest.
That's just like Nick.
All right. So what do you want to do now? I have some trivia. You guys want
Christian
to trivia?
has a deflated baller.
Oh, Christian has a deflated baller. That's right. Christian's part of this podcast.
No, I don't have a deflated baller. All 3 of my deflated ballers have actually been taken by you guys. So
what are your 3?
No, I had the Oars. That was my first one I was going to use. But then if you guys took it, I was going to have a backup, right? My backup was the other one that you said, Nick, with Harden. So
in the Sixers.
Yeah, and the Sixers. So that one, that one's out the door too. And then the last one was going to be, the umpire for the Phillies game. But that one's out the freaking door too.
Hey, you said freaking. I appreciate that.
He doesn't want to have to end up.
Our deflated baller this week is Christian. I'll take your 4th one.
Oh, I love it.
With all, you should be yourself. You missed all 3 of your parlays.
Facts. It really should be me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, from now on, to be honest, the Eagles game, I feel like the Eagles should have won that game. But again, it's a preseason game.
They win for 2. You should have taken the Eagles on the money line.
You probably would have won.
I would have won.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
What but you don't bet preseason games. Absolutely ridiculous.
I might have to take over the betting. This is how it's going to end up.
Your money.
Nick just wants his own segment. He's the only one without his own segment. He has subpar, but we only do that like once every 2 months.
Dude, we let him announce the Dubs and Chugs results.
That's true. That's true.
I got Dubs and Chugs, man. I can come up with a segment, and hey, I came up with Utley's dog.
That's true. Utley's dingers you came up with. I just have to say it because he's my dog. All right. I guess we'll just go straight into quiz on your face. So with today's quiz in your face, it's the preseason right now, and you know there's going to be a lot of athletes who get cut from NFL teams this week. But sometimes even the best and most notable athletes get cut from the team. So this is going to be notable names who did not make the team roster.
Interesting. Christian might actually win this one. I went 2-0 last week. He might win this one.
So number one, and again, we're going to do unanimous for the hint. At number one, the Seattle Seahawks allowed what former NBA guard and dunk contest champion to try out? Although he did not make the team, Pete Carroll was impressed.
You want to take a hint?
Yeah, we can take a hint.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
So the hint, he is famous for blocking Yao Ming, even though he's one of the shortest players in the NBA.
I'm locked in.
I'll lock in.
All right. So Christian seemed a little bit more hesitant. So I'm going to go with Christian first.
Allen Iverson.
Nick.
Nate Robinson.
The correct answer is Nate Robinson. Actually, I changed it on you because if I would have said Knicks guard who won the dunk contest, would you guys have known it off the bat?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. That's what I had in the original question, but I took off the Knicks part because I thought I made it too easy.
Wait, did Christian get it right too?
No, he said Allen Iverson.
Oh, oof.
At number two, the Seahawks have a knack for getting out of their prime receivers late in their career. They did it with Jerry Rice and even Brandon Marshall. And they also signed what wide receiver to a 1-year, $925,000 contract, making diehard Seattle Seahawks fans get their popcorn ready. However, they cut him before the regular season started.
Lock in.
I'm going to lock in.
All right. Christian, who you got?
Terrell Owens.
Nick?
That was interesting. Dang, I should have thought about that. I was thinking of, people that made. I was going Ocho Cinco.
It is Terrell Owens.
Get
I guess.
Your popcorn ready.
Get your popcorn ready. You got 1-1. All right. Number three. Let's see if you guys get this one. This college athlete is not a stranger to getting cut in the preseason and got cut by the New York Mets in 2020 spring training.
Lock in.
I'm locked in.
All right.
Tim Tebow.
It is Tim Tebow. I wanted to throw a little curveball in there. The hint was he's no stranger getting cut because he also got cut by the Patriots, Eagles, and Jaguars.
Yep.
At number four, this NFL guard was cut by the Carolina Panthers before the 2008 season, picked up by the Dolphins, who also cut him. Then he went to the Bengals for 2 seasons, did not allow a single sack, but he found his way with the Eagles, where he became an All-Pro in 2013 and a 2-time Pro Bowler. He then went on to win a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning before a small stint in Arizona and retiring. Who is this player?
Lock in.
Repeat the question.
All right. So this NFL guard was cut by the Panthers before the 2008 season, picked up by the Dolphins, who then cut him. Then he went to Cincinnati, where he did not allow a sack for 2 seasons, but he really made way when he went with the Eagles, where he became an All-Pro in 2013 and a 2-time Pro Bowler. He then went on to win the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning before a small stint in Arizona and retiring.
Yeah, I got it.
Rolling a blank. Christian's got this one.
I got a good educated guess, I should say.
Mine's way off. But you know what? I'm going to go for it.
All right. Nick, we'll go with you first.
It's wrong, but Wisniewski.
And Nick, sorry, Christian?
I'm going to go Evan Mathis.
Correct answer is Evan Mathis.
Oh, yeah. Good one, Christian. Good one.
Number 5, what college wrestling champion who went on to become a WWE champion then decided to play a preseason with the Minnesota Vikings in 2004?
Locked in.
Okay, well.
Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
Okay, Brock Lesnar. That's correct. Wow. Well, you're not going to get this one correct. Number 6, actor Ed O'Neill actually was on the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp roster in 1969. Unfortunately, he had to try and beat out Mean Joe Green and Elsie Greenwood for spots. Many know him from Modern Family, but what character is he known for playing that once scored 4 touchdowns in a single game? If you don't know who Ed O'Neill is, he's the grandfather in Modern Family.
Do I have to give you the character name?
The character's name is what I'm looking for.
Homie, I know what movie this is.
I guess while we're waiting for them to choose their answers here, we do have some merch in the merch shop if you guys are interested in it. If you guys also want to subscribe and comment in the below, link descriptions and all that whatnot. We also have a fantasy football league coming up. Please join that because I keep getting notifications saying that our leagues are not filled. Now we need to fill them before the season starts. So we'll get $50 in 4 leagues. So that's $200 in total. If you win $50 and come up with a great name. I'm sure we'll get a better ad reading later. But he is locked in.
Wow.
So are we.
You know what?
I'm interested that you're locked in. This is like a defensive lock-in. You just didn't want to hint.
That was smart on you. I'm going to be mad because as soon as you say it, I feel like I'm going to know it. But I'm just going to lock in with nothing.
All right, Christian.
Defense worked. I'm going to lock in with I don't know.
All right. Well, the real answer is Al Bundy. He is known for scoring 4 touchdowns in 1 game. Make sure to let everybody know it. Number 7, you should get, though. This actor was cut by the Green Bay Packers in 1993, and then the Eagles in 1996. He then retired in 1997 to pursue acting. His breakout role came in the movie Friday After Next, starring Ice Cube. He would then go into comedy roles such as White Chicks, The Longest Yard, and Everybody Hates Chris.
Locked in.
Okay. Christian, who you got?
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
The answer is Terry Crews, former Philadelphia.
I mean, it's our favorite. It's our favorite song, guys. He literally sings it.
I need you,
and I want you.
Oh, number 8. In his first season in 1994, this NFL player was cut by the Green Bay Packers, but he didn't let that get to him because he would go on to win a Super Bowl, 2 MVPs, 2-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Baller, and make the Hall of Fame. His 2001 MVP season is arguably one of the best QB seasons of all time, where he led the league in passing touchdowns, completion percentage, passing rating, and passing yards.
Locked in.
Repeat that because I was not paying attention.
So in his first season in 1994, this NFL player was cut by the Green Bay Packers, but he didn't let that get to him because he would go on to win a Super Bowl, 2 MVPs, be a 2-time All-Pro, and a 4-time Pro Baller. He would then make the Hall of Fame, and in his 2001 MVP season, he had arguably one of the best QB seasons of all time. He led the league in passing touchdowns, completion percentage, passer rating, and passing yards.
Locked in.
He was cut by the Packers.
He was cut by the Packers.
Man, I'm trying to get this era right. I mean, this can't be right. This is the 90s when he did that. The 80s and 90s. He said he's a quarterback, right?
Yes.
Come on, dude. Use an educated guess here.
I'm going to educate you.
I think I'm educating you as of now.
You definitely are. Dang, Christian, you're going to win this one. You know what? It is what it is. It's wrong, but all right.
Who do you got, Nick?
I don't even want to say it.
Just go ahead and say it.
It's so wrong.
Say it.
Because I'm thinking of it, like, and it's not even right because I know that they got rid of him for this, but Steve Young.
All right, Christian.
I'm thinking this quarterback might have been the quarterback to the greatest show on turf, so I'm going to go Kurt Warner.
The answer is Kurt Warner.
With the Rams.
And so I had hints on there. My hint was he also got bit by Kirby Morris on an episode of Sweet Life on Deck. That was my hint. So I don't unless you watch Sweet Life on Deck, you may have not gotten that hint. Also, he had a movie that came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. We have 2 minutes. Do you think we have time to do one more question?
Throw it in.
Yeah.
All right, number 9, this player went undrafted in 2002 before being cut by the Steelers and Ravens. The Steelers went on to give him a second chance, which paid off. They won 2 Super Bowls. He won a Defensive Player of the Year in 2008, 2 first-team All-Pros, 2 second-team All-Pros, and 5 Pro Bowls.
Locked in.
I got two. I'm gonna lock in, but
All right.
I'm not. I think I have this wrong.
You locking in with Nick?
Troy Polamalu.
James Harrison.
The answer is James Harrison.
I couldn't think of his name. Yeah.
What? You're getting called.
Hey, enjoy it, Christian.
Christian can hype out his second win here. All right.
Two.
We have a minute left, so I guess we can end it now and just do number 10. Although number 10 doesn't really matter at this point. But hopefully it doesn't make
go with that. I was literally between the two, and I'm like, Troy Polamalu was a beast. So I don't. Oh man, that's unfortunate.
All right. Brings us to
because I lost, guys.
We have one more question.
Oh well, all right. Well,
we have the consolation question. This one's for Nick's pride at this point. What NFL QB was not only rejected from Notre Dame but also cut from the 1955 preseason roster of the Steelers? He joined the team he was famous for playing with in 1956. He would go on to win 3 NFL championships, a Super Bowl, 3 MVPs, 5 first-team All-Pros, 3 second-team All-Pros, and 10 Pro Bowl selections. He was even voted the best player all time in the 50th NFL anniversary, and he's obviously a Hall of Famer. This one's definitely a harder one. Like when you, I said, okay, so basically. He was Notre Dame rejected him. He was cut by the Steelers, but then he played for the team he's famous for playing for in 1956. He won 3 NFL championships, a Super Bowl, 3 MVPs, 5 first-team All-Pros, 3 second-team All-Pros, 10 Pro Bowls, and then he was voted the best player all time when the NFL had their 50th anniversary.
I don't think this is right, but I'll lock in.
All right, so Nick, for pride, tell me what you locked in with.
I'm gonna go with Bart Starr.
I'm gonna go with Johnny Unitas.
Christian, it's Johnny Unitas.
Was he really rejected by Notre Dame?
Notre Dame said no, so he ended up playing for Louisville, I believe. And then he went to the Steelers, and the Steelers said no. And then
that's so fire. So
can
you tell me the final score to this?
So Christian, I think you got every single question right except for 6. I think you got 9 questions correct.
Yeah,
smoked it. Well,
no, sorry, you had 8 questions. You didn't get Nate Robinson
because I got demolished. I'll take one on the chin. I will.
Phrasing. All right, so I guess we can get into. I believe we. You know what? No, we're not going to talk about him. I don't know if we should talk about him. We can go into our hot takes of the week.
Who are we not going to get into?
Somebody who'd be excited if you. Yeah, it makes you wonder who you want to talk about. Somebody who, if you told him he's getting sent down to the minors, he'd be excited.
I'm not going to be too Franco with you, but it'll make you wonder.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we can get
Wander Franco, by the way.
Yeah, touchy subjects. little minor infractions there.
In other words, dude, hey, I heard that Florida quarterback is doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to our hot takes of the week.
Oh man, my hot take of the week is by the end of the week, James Harden's traded.
That's a very hot take, only because they literally just came out and said we're not going to trade him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a hot take though.
I mean, it is because they literally said they're not going to trade him.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know though. I think they're gonna trade him. They're gonna trade him. There's no way that they just keep him there. I'm gonna stay in the NBA world, and finally, it's gonna happen. Dame Lillard will be gone.
All right, I have that Sweden is gonna win the Women's FIFA World Cup. They knocked out USA in the round of 16. They just beat Japan in the quarterfinals. They play Spain. I think they get it done there, and I think that England beats Australia. and then Sweden goes on to beat England, and it does not come home. Now, I did some research on the FIFA Women's World Cup. Since the inaugural 1991, the Women's World Cup team for the USA have either been first, second, or third in each one until this year. So, like, I mean, this is the first time they haven't had first, second, or third, which is kind of. They've won 3 of them. They've won 4 of them. They have 4 wins, 1 runner-up, and 3 third places.
Talking about US of A.
Yep.
They deserve not to be in it this year.
You know, USA also won while they were down 13-0.
So I gotta say, speaking of bets of the week, guys, I think someone lost.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did he lose, he had a 3-legger, and all of those legs did not hit.
Big goose egg. We'll keep it somewhat simple. Christian, grab something and grab the shock on it.
But chug.
Yeah, the shock on it.
All right. Hate shotguns.
Oh, yeah, Christian, the Raiders won 34-7.
Not even close.
Who even started in that game? Did Trey Lance start? Yeah, Lance started. Brendan Allen is the 4th string quarterback, by the way.
I mean, you gotta think of who they have now.
They got outplayed by Aiden O'Connell and Chase Garbers for the Raiders.
Yeah. To be honest, the Raiders don't really. I don't even think Jimmy G is gonna do great there, but I could be wrong.
Amir Abdullah plays for the Raiders. That's interesting.
When did he go to the Raiders?
I didn't think he was still in the league, to be honest with you. I didn't know where he went past the Lions. I think what we can talk about, we can wait till Christian Chugs.
Don't you dare crack that. Don't you great. Okay, good. Thought he was about to crack the top.
There have been some free agents in the NFL that have been signed. Last week I said that I believe that Dalvin was going to be signed, but I also said Clowney was going to be signed. But Dalvin just signed a 1-year, $8.6 million contract with the Jets.
That's huge, man. I think got a 1-2 punch there. I don't. That's nuts. It's nuts.
If it wasn't for that offensive line, I would easily want to put the Jets in as the team to beat in the AFC East.
I'm just curious, you know, how the Eagles were, you know, back in the day, saying they were awful on the line, and they finally got someone that they felt comfortable with. I'm wondering if that's how they're going to do now that they have Rodgers. They feel like they have to go out there and do that, but I don't know how you go from the 29th best offensive line in the league the year prior and make such a huge jump to make you something to look forward to. I don't know. I feel bad for Rodgers going into that. I just don't know what he's going to do.
Honestly, the offensive line is the only thing that's making that team a non-contender at this point. I mean, you look at their quarterback, they have Rodgers. We know who Rodgers is. Now, obviously, last year he didn't play that well. Rodgers.
Discount double check?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Discount double check.
Yeah, the guy who won Super Bowl. He has the same amount of Super Bowl wins as Trent Dilfer. Then you have Breece Hall, who got injured last year, but was a stud when he played. Mm-hmm. Now you add in Dalvin Cook. Now the only issue is there are 2. I mean, we can't say injury prone for Breece Hall, but the injury he had, especially in his rookie year, isn't easy to come back from. No. Then you have Dalvin Cook who's injury prone. You have a great wide receiver tandem. Your tight ends are pretty good too, and you have one of the better defenses in the NFL. You could argue that their cornerback duo is like one of the top 5 cornerback duos in the NFL as well. And so it's just really going to come down to one, obviously coaching, but that offensive line needs to hold up or you'll end up like Joe Burrow with the Bengals.
Yeah. I don't know. Does Rodgers have enough weapons on offense to get the job done?
I feel like he does have enough. Yeah. But
I feel like, bro, he's got enough weapons and then he has enough people that he trusts. I mean, dude brought in Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb and they're the 3 and 4. Like,
we'll see. I just think they got to contend against the Bills too.
Bills are.
I think
that's your first one.
I don't think they are. Yeah.
Easy editing. I mean, this is coming from the guy who thinks the Dolphins are going to win that division anyway. So,
true.
No,
Just
I didn't say. Wait, no, I said
Yes,
yeah, I
you did.
Yeah,
You
I
said
did.
the Dolphins were going
I did.
like 12-5.
Yeah,
And Bills are good. Bills are going to be in third place.
that's nuts.
And then so the other one that's not that big of a one, Ezekiel Elliott signed a deal with the Patriots.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. I don't think his character kind of matches up with the Patriots, and
Actually,
I can tell you, Belichick's not going to put up with that
I
feat.
hate to say it though, dude. I think New England's going to have a nice solid 1-2 punch with that.
That I have on my notes right here. That's a sneaky tandem
Yeah,
because
Ramondre
Stevenson is an underrated back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're
I
paying
agree
him
with
with
you. Yeah,
Elliott.
I think that'll play big dividends. I mean, and they're both bigger sized backs. Ramondre Stevenson, a little younger, fresher legs, a little quicker. And then obviously Elliott, as you saw last year, within playing inside the goal line, I mean that's going to be huge.
yeah.
And well, the only issue is you still have Mac Jones, who isn't like terrible, but he isn't that good. And their offensive weapons outside of that, I don't know who their offensive weapons are.
They have Devontae Parker. They just got another wideout as well in the draft, I believe.
I know they got rid of Harry, and Harry tried out for the Eagles not too long ago.
Yeah, they got rid of N'Keal Harry.
Yeah,
So,
I just don't know. I don't know. They don't have a quarterback, dude.
yeah, I mean Mac Jones, he's like discount Tom Brady, but Tom Brady could at least take games over.
Discount
not
Tom
call
Brady,
Mac
meaning you can
discount
only
Tom
throw the ball
That's
about
a little
5
disrespectful.
yards.
Meaning he's like a game. He can manage the game. That's
So
pretty
look
much
at-
it.
Yeah, but even Jimmy G looked better than he did.
I'm about to say Jimmy G was a discount Tom Brady.
So
Yeah,
then
I
he's
feel
like a discount Jimmy G.
I think, yeah, I would either say that or Dollar General
Dollar G.
Brady. I don't even know
Dollar
because
Tree.
the dude can only throw about 5 yards accurately.
Hey, but he has a great gritty.
Yeah, you got that Mac Jones from the penny candy store.
His real
Yeah, I
name
love it.
isn't his name like his middle name McCorkle? It's like Mackenzie McCorkle Jones.
It's just too much, man. That's just too much.
McCorkle.
What if his first name was McElroy?
Imagine like waking up and then imagine giving birth. You carried a child 9 months on a term, and then you're like, you know what middle name we should give this kid? McCorkle.
McCorkle.
It's too much. Just too much.
Just too
But-
yeah.
Is that? Do we have?
I think that's it. Unless you guys have anything else you want to add that happened this past week or anything you look forward to this week, then I think that'd be it.
Grew my first cube.
You
Okay, that is something to look. That is something. To
and I
look
see you glued it to your
at.
face, and that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking forward to it because I want to say this is times for first cuts in preseason.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to see who's making it another week. Again, it's preseason time. I'm looking forward to the rest of the week, being able to watch some of the games. God, can football just happen? I'm also looking forward to some fantasy drafts. On top of that, our fantasy drafts. We're gonna tune in, watch these happen. Again, I want to see some crazy names out there. Something great, outlandish.
Nothing racist or anti-Semitic or homophobic, please. Well,
Yeah,
Dude,
I feel like we might have to.
Quick. I want to put this real quick on the video. Would you guys vouch to say that I am a good fantasy football player?
No.
Go ahead.
I would say no.
Okay, perfect. Exactly. Well, I just bought into a $100 buy-in league with 18 people, so this is going to be very, very interesting, boys.
That's nuts.
Hey, you guys want to help me out draft night? I'm not trying to lose.
No. No,
Nick's like I deserve a cut of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You would get a cut.
Well, if you're gonna put it that way, then I would help you with your draft. 18 team league. Is it 2 quarterbacks? Because I feel like you're gonna.
What? You can't do 2 quarterbacks. It's 36 quarterbacks.
I'm almost positive he played in like a 16 team league and had.
He
2
did.
quarterbacks.
He did. I feel like you did play in a 16
This is
team
the
2
dumbest
quarterback
thing I've ever heard
league.
in my entire life.
Can you imagine like you wake up and you're like, oh great, I have to start freaking Sam Darnold again this week.
My first 2 picks would be quarterbacks at that point because I want 2 good quarterbacks, not bottom of the rail quarterbacks. But
1-1 in the Phillies.
well, we'll see. Either way, that's it for us, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see you later on.
Don't be silly and rap your Willie.
Ooh.
That's your dad's name.
Ooh, deuces.
Knowledge and hot takes at the sports IQ. We dive into the game from hoops to gridiron, analyzing every play like we was the champion. With witty banter and humor, we keep it fun. HTP fam, we always bring the number one. Highlight taking pockets, we taking over the scene. We drop dubs and chugs, live in the sports dream. From hot takes to deep dive, it's a winning regime. Come join the